On December 29, 2024, something terrible happened in South Korea. The nation was struck by a devastating tragedy that would be remembered for years to come. A Jeju Air Boeing 737-800 flying from Seoul to Jeju Island crashed while trying to land at Muan International Airport. The flight, which was supposed to be a routine journey, turned into a nightmare. The plane, with 179 people on board, slid off the wet runway and hit a concrete wall. Then, it caught fire. The impact was so severe that it left the aircraft in pieces, and the ensuing fire made rescue efforts extremely difficult. This horrible accident shocked everyone in South Korea and around the world. News of the crash spread quickly, and people everywhere were glued to their screens, hoping for a miracle. It was the worst plane crash in South Korea in many years. The nation had not seen such a disaster in a long time, and the scale of the tragedy was overwhelming. Families waiting for their loved ones were very worried. The anxiety and fear were palpable as they waited for any news about the fate of the passengers. Firefighters tried to put out the fire, and rescue workers looked for survivors, but hope faded away. Despite their best efforts, the situation was dire, and the chances of finding survivors diminished with each passing moment. Everyone felt very sad and couldn't believe what happened. The sense of loss was profound, and the entire nation mourned together, sharing in the grief of those directly affected. The Jeju air crash showed everyone how important airplane safety is. It served as a stark reminder of the critical need for stringent safety measures and protocols in aviation. It was clear that there needed to be a careful investigation to find out what went wrong and how to stop it from happening again. Authorities vowed to uncover the truth and implement changes to prevent such a tragedy from occurring in the future. After the terrible crash, everyone in South Korea was very sad. Acting President Choi Sang-mok said that everyone should mourn for 7 days. Flags were lowered to show respect for the people who died. The government helped the families who lost loved ones by providing funerals and places to stay. The families, who were very sad, gathered at Muan International Airport. Officials worked hard to identify the victims, even though it was very difficult. All across the country, people felt very sad for the families and wanted to help. People held candlelight vigils to remember those who died. While everyone was sad and heartbroken over the tragic event, people also wanted to know why the crash happened. The media was filled with questions and speculations, and the public demanded answers. The South Korean government started a big investigation. The Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, and Transport led the investigation to figure out exactly what happened. They were determined to uncover the truth and prevent such a tragedy from happening again. Experts from all over the world helped. International collaboration was crucial, as aviation safety is a global concern. The U.S. National Transportation Safety Board also helped, showing how important this was to everyone. Their expertise and resources were invaluable in piecing together the events leading up to the crash. The investigation looked at many things, including the pilot's last message where they said a bird hit the plane. The black box recordings were analyzed meticulously to understand the sequence of events. They also looked at the airport itself, especially the concrete wall. The infrastructure was scrutinized to see if it played a role in the crash. People wondered why there wasn't special foam on the runway to stop fires from spreading so quickly. The investigation aimed to address all these concerns and ensure better safety measures in the future. The Jeju air crash made everyone think about how to make flying safer in South Korea. The government planned new safety rules to stop this from happening again. Right away, they stopped all Boeing 737-800 planes in South Korea from flying so they could check them carefully. They looked at how airports are built and if concrete walls are safe. Because a bird might have hit the plane, they looked at how to keep birds away from airports. They wanted to add systems at airports all over the country to scare birds away from planes. The Jeju air crash, which tragically killed 179 people, was a pivotal moment that deeply affected South Korea. It was a day that no one could forget, a day that changed the nation forever. The entire country was engulfed in sorrow, coming together to support the families of the victims. Communities held candlelight vigils, and people from all walks of life offered their condolences and support. Despite the overwhelming grief, there was a collective determination to learn from this tragedy. People wanted to ensure that such a disaster would never happen again. Community meetings were held to discuss safety measures, and the media played a crucial role in keeping the public informed. The investigation into the crash was thorough, and new safety regulations were quickly implemented. This showed a united effort to make flying safer for everyone. Officials and experts worked tirelessly to identify the causes and prevent future accidents. The Jeju air crash spurred a nationwide commitment to aviation safety. Maintenance teams, pilots, and engineers all redoubled their efforts to ensure that every flight was as safe as possible. Training sessions and safety checks became more rigorous and frequent. As time went on, the memory of those who lost their lives in the crash remained strong. Memorial services and commemorative ceremonies were held regularly, reminding everyone of the importance of safety in aviation. The sky, once a symbol of freedom and adventure, now also serves as a solemn reminder of the need for vigilance and safety. Every time we look up, we remember the importance of making sure that flying is safe for everyone.